Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of CrystalMind Chronicles. I hope you've been enjoying them so far because I've been enjoying making them, and I've been enjoying decorating. Yes, we had another stream between the episodes, and I ended up doing some decoration. In particular, I was working on this hallway, and I think I've decided after a bunch of thought that gradually as we move in, we're going to start using stripped warped stem like we are on the surface. And I've been letting these blocks weather for the elevator that we're going to make. And by the way, we've been sciencing this. Blocks that are grouped together, just like the regular copper blocks, they weather more slowly than if they are apart. So letting them weather while they're apart is better. I made a ton of new trinkets so that it's a lot easier for me to do the work over here. And as you can see, this little hallway is bypassed. The plan is to have a bunch of little like terrariums showing different biomes that I found. Like here's kind of the warped forest biome, and I'm sort of enjoying the look. I just went crazy here with moss, and I thought this just looked nice. As for our previous build, I've sort of had to turn this off because it's making so much mineral, right? I literally just went and disconnected the create stuff because it's out of control. I wanted to show you all the stuff. We're still not even done processing the backlog, right? So I'm going to go toss this in. But yeah, it's out of control. I don't even need to automate it. I'm just going to leave it turned off and then turn it back on as I get closer to needing, automation. I've actually had to upgrade this because it is so out of control. But I have all the mineral I need, and I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I have basically been preparing for our next build. The general gist of what we want to do is to take out the dragon. I need chorus fruit, which means to take out the dragon. I do need a couple of things in order to find the dragon, right? Namely, I need ender pearls. I looked into doing this, and I know where a warped forest is in the nether, but it's not enough. It's awful. So what we're going to do over the next episode, or 3, is get ready to go take on that Dagron. And we're going to kill the Dagron, and then we're going to have chorus fruit, and a bunch of new technology will unlock for us regarding both hex casting and integrated dynamics, 2 mods I've been showcasing quite a lot. So I'm looking forward to it. In the meantime, though, I have also been working a little bit with computer craft, and as you can see, I've got a little to-do thing here. And the next thing on the list is the hostile mob farm. So we're going to be working on that. I have been prepping for it, and there's mob mashers in this pack, and the other things you may not understand what we're doing yet, but I'll show you briefly. But in order to basically make a lot of mobs without having to do spawners and pneumaticraft stabilizers or Botania stuff, which I don't necessarily want to, I want to do those things, but not yet. I think that the right call is to use the dreadful and delightful dirt from mob grinding utilities. We don't need super powerful mob farms yet. We just need a consistent source of passive and good drops. This is most of the tools that we will need, but we do need to make, and I figured it'd be fun to make together some nutritious and cursed feed. To do this part, actually the recipes are really easy except for this fluid XP. And I think if I get up on this, I can just sort of like pee into it. Man, you have no idea how long I've been waiting for that. Anyways, I don't know how much we actually need to get here, but I think we have an awful lot of XP stored up in our gem. So I'm going to get some buckets, right? Namely, I'm going to try and get 4. By the way, I updated this, and now there should be... I updated this mod after talking to the mod author, who's like, oh yeah, you absolutely found a bug. Go ahead and update, and then all of your crafting will work on every map reload. So that bug is gone. You saw it works, and it works faster now. So I'm extremely happy. My base just has never felt so reliable and bug-free. Anyways, I guess what I'm going to do is like pull out like 10 levels at a time. Ugh. Is this my life now? Is this going on forever? I don't know. All right, I'm going to pull out a bit more and see how many I need and how much of my gem this actually uses up, because I'm not sure. All right, we still have like 3.3 1,000 in our crystal, which I think will be okay. So let's try and make the cursed chicken feed first. Any seeds will do. And yeah, that looks fine. Now let me go and get some, now that I have the buckets back, I'll try and get the remaining nutritious chicken feed. One sec. All right, I managed to get 4 more buckets, and I used, I guess, 200 or so experience. So that's not bad. We should be able to get this nutritious chicken feed now. Now let's also grab some seeds because we're about to, you know, take out 2 chickens. I don't know if you've seen this before. It is definitely, definitely a process. I've actually never done this before. So for me, oh God, the birds are here. For me, this is a new thing. No, please don't leave. Thank you. Okay, chickens, come here. Oh my God, I find their gaze stressful. All right, could you all, yeah, just make a little bit of, yeah. All right, friends, don't look at me. You know what? I want to see the process up close. So why don't we do this? I wonder, hopefully this won't like do something. We're just gonna go, you know, back up. I guess we won't lose too much. What if we were to do like this? Just so we could really see the process. This feels like it's really big. Is this going to kill you, chicken? Chicken! Maybe that's a little too much. How about 2? All right, chicken. Are you ready? Enjoy this delicious feed. Wow. Well, I'm glad it worked. Wow, a lot of eggs came out, but the rotten egg is the one we want. Creates a 5x5 area of dreadful dirt. Hey, who's next? Bugok. Hello.
Happy birthday, Taco!
All right. Well, great. One sec. I'm just going to make all these chickens large because it's great. Bugok. 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 It's like one of those levels in Mario where Mario is still normal size, but everything is enormous. I think I'm leaving him this way. You guys have fun. What are you doing out here? What do you think you're doing out here? Get back in there. Yeesh. One other thing we will need in order to finish the build is to have a fair amount of source. And I think I have enough now, but I'd like to have a bit extra so the build doesn't wipe me out. But we will need these 2 full jars of source. So I'm going to pull them off in just a sec after I harvest everything here so that, you know, we can keep generating source. And we definitely need to update this. I think we might do it on the surface. We'll see. As I said, I've chosen this area for the high ceiling, and so I just made the ugly little dirt pillar to get access up there. We are going to take this mob masher and put it up there, and then we'll figure out how we're going to remote redstone power it in a minute. But one thing I want to point out is that before I can do that, what I want is to make sure that this mob masher gets to tag every entity that comes in, right? So I'm actually, to do that, I'm going to basically have mobs spawn and then teleport up here where they are going to get absolutely wrecked by this mob masher. Now, some things might survive, and if they do, I need them to get teleported back up here. There's actually a pretty simple way to do that in this pack, but I need to set targets for it. And the way you do that is you take a warp scroll. And so I'm standing here, literally, I'm like, if I were crawling, I'd be at the 1 block mark. So even spiders will get tagged here, right? And I think, actually, one thing I should check, because I don't know this, we're doing a little bit of science here. It doesn't show, I think if I were to teleport here, right, some monsters might not die instantaneously because they're like spiders and they'll teleport at my feet, right? So I don't want that. What I want instead is to have the target be right here at my feet. So I'm going to sneak, and 1, 2. Now sorry. Yeah, 1, 2. Okay. There we go. They weren't stacking for some reason, and it just gave me a little bit of confusions. Now, we can put this up here. We'll make one hole above it there, right? And now we can set this... Gosh, it needs to go down, though. We'll go up here in just a moment and clear out the area, because I know we have to power this with redstone, and if I were to power it right now with the armor that I have, it would absolutely rip me apart. Doubly so because we are going to toss in upgrade and damage upgrades and looting onto this bad boy here, and that's no good for us. Right, so the next thing to do, I think, is to clear this dirt up, now that we have that, and let me go ahead and install the necessary redstone wiring and stuff. Once I get that done, then we will come back. I guess I could just cut into the wall right there, and we'll set up how we're going to move things up into the grinder. All right, let's just do a quick light check here, because we'd really like for this entire room, yes, perfect, perfectly dark. All right, fortunately, I have Silk Touch, so I can break these. And for now, we'll just put... Oh, whoa, that was almost very dangerous. I might have died to the mob masher. But nah, I would never do that. I'm way too good for that. Let's go ahead and put one right here. Right, and that stops all spawning for now. We should now be able to put down the second part of our build, which is these 20 arcane stone blocks, which I'm just going to turn into arcane bricks for the look. But, oop, nope, that's not what we want right there. Basically what we're going to do is make a warp portal. This warp portal will teleport 1, 2, 3. Yes, perfect. I'm not going to do it yet, because once you do it, it's sort of hard to undo. You have to break that frame. But basically, this warp portal is going to sit half a block above the spawning zone. And instantaneously, anything that touches it is going to get teleported up to the masher. So, I should be able, oh, I already have it in my hand, to taint this earth. And we should see a good result. I mean, I'm hoping, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. That's already bad. Because I don't have a weapon out, so... where's my sword? Here it is. I'm surprised, and we need to light this up, like, right now. Okay. That should stop any more things from spawning. And you'll note that I left myself kind of an access way on the edge here. But I guess we know that it spawns. That's great. Okay. So... what we need to do now is activate the portal and then turn on, well, yeah, let's turn on the grinder, the mob masher. Stay away from it, because if you touch the top of it, you definitely die. And let's grab a warp scroll, one of them, and toss it in. Well, I will need to take my magnet off, as per usual. Oh, right. For this to work, we need to have source. I said that earlier, and this is something I've seen even veterans of the mod forget. Let's put that there for the moment, and in you go. Yeah, how cool is that? Pretty cool, I think, and it takes 90% of a source jar, but you have to have a full source jar for it to trigger. So that's why we have big, full source jars. Now, in theory, I should be able to walk along the edge and then close that and then close this up. Oh, and we've already got things falling in. Oh, wow. All right, let's inhibit it. So the spider doesn't get hit very hard. Let's go ahead and put back on our magnet. You can see there's an item cascade now. things are falling forever. And that's actually fine too. So the next thing we need to do is set up collection here. And I think we're going to put that, I guess, I made enough glass so that we can make the window slightly wider. I don't necessarily like breaking the symmetry. Maybe if we go like this. I think we have enough glass for this. Yeah, we should have just enough glass for this. And if we break that, we have more than enough. Anyways, I don't intend to walk in here. I intend to blink in here. So we are going to sort of like seal up the space. Before we do that, though, let's put down one of these. And I forgot to mention that I'd made this, but absorption hopper, right? Show area. And you can see I need to offset it a bit more to the north. North, north, north. There we go. Anything that's dropped should instantly be picked up by the hopper and sent out. So if we, toss something in here, it goes away and now it's in the hopper. That's exactly what we need. So let's go ahead and get the storage for this mob farm set up, because that will be a big deal. We're going to take this barrel and upgrade it. We're going to need 2 more of these, I suppose. I should probably automate this, right? We make a lot of these. We'll take the stack upgrade. Well, no, we'll leave it. And then I also want to make a gold. I don't think I need a diamond, so we're going to leave that off. But we do need to take the stack upgrade and upgrade it. And then we probably want to do that again since we have the luxury of that. And you'll see why in a little bit. But basically, it'll let us sort of do a nice little control. Oh, and we also need, my friend, this. I hope you keep your contents, but if you don't, I guess I'll live. Oh, you do. Oh, man, how great are you? Barrel. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Stack. So I'm a little bit worried about the tiny slimes. And I think I might need to add another mob masher up there to get the tiny slimes handled. But that's definitely doable. And as you can see, we're already getting just an absurd number of things. So I'm going to let this run for a bit. And then we're going to work on the next thing that we have, which is our delightful dirt farm, which I think we're just going to put like right underneath it. So what I ended up doing was, oh wow, I'm really torn about if I want to keep this on void mode or not. But what I ended up doing was just moving down the grinder 1 and then filling up the space above it a little bit so that like Wilden don't sneak through if they aggro on me. But this seems to have basically solved all the problems. I didn't have to do anything with an extra grinder or anything. So basically, I spawned them into the space with the grinder, and it hit so hard that nothing can really escape that. And as you can see, we're already getting like a really distressingly large amount of stuff in just a few minutes, because that luck 10 is very, very strong. All right, folks, it's been a little while since the last time, and I'll admit I might have died once or twice more. I might have had a containment breach. I might have ended up with that awkward situation where my grave was floating directly beneath the mob masher and I couldn't turn it off. But it's fine now. It's all fine. And in fact, better than fine, the system's basically working. I've installed some Create Wireless here to basically inhibit the system, and of course I can turn it off. And I realize now, you should have told me, and I blame you, specifically the person who's listening, because let's be honest here for just a sec, you should have mentioned it, right? That the passive mob didn't mean animals. I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe it does, and I just don't understand. I don't know. But basically, no animals have been showing up down there, despite all the conditions. I don't know what's up with that. I've even tried to leave this off for a while. So I don't know if maybe the fact that my animal farm is inhibiting this somehow, or perhaps having it directly underneath the other dirt is the problem, or maybe this dirt detects that there's a warp portal right there and doesn't like it. I don't know, and it doesn't it would be nice if I could get infinite feathers and leather, but it's not the end of the world if I can't, right? I can come up with other plans. I can come up with other spawners. What's important is that this system works. And in the time I was diagnosing it, a bunch of things changed. For example, I basically replaced the walls with ethereal glass. I can hide inside this block, right? And I can observe, I can get over here, I can break stuff, I can sort of see what's going on, but without drops or slimes getting caught on the edge. This is still doing exactly what it's supposed to do. I've had to change out tanks. And you can see we've got an awful lot of stuff to add to the system now, which is great. So I'm going to kind of consider that done and dusted. I guess I should make sure to check on this. And I don't know, set the priority low, like -5. I don't actually want to have anything go in here. But we should now have liquid experience in our system. If I go and look at the fluids. Yeah, we have about 25 buckets. And that's fantastic. In fact, I'll probably add the other... let's just go ahead and add the other thing. Put it right down here, like so. And for now, that will give us that extra experience. I filled up one tank already, and I guess, strictly speaking, I could come over here and stand on this and lose experience and put it into my inventory. That's something. So, but yeah, I think that is done and dusted. Now, I've got an awful lot of blaze rods. By an awful lot, I mean my previous standards, right? Because I think I have maybe 20 left. That's not actually that much. We could definitely do better. But that should be enough to help me find the stronghold. Now, the problem is I'm going to go to the stronghold, and then I'm going to want to make a warp scroll there, and then I'm going to want to come back here. How am I going to get back here? Well, I think that's the thing that we'll finish up today's episode with. We're going to take a really simple approach to this. And then maybe there's a lot of room for improvement on this system later. But for now, with the tools we have access to, I think there's an easy way to get back home quickly. I think, perfect. This is a pretty simple build that we can do really well in modded. And it's just as simple as carefully getting ourselves a little bit of space with a water pit. You may have seen many people do this sort of trick because it's so straightforward. And we're just going to go like this, right? And then we're going to, maybe you can guess what we're doing here. We're going to take this and put, we didn't really need to bring 2, but whatever. And then we have a create linked controller. If you haven't seen these, they're pretty fun. So I guess we'll say that the W key is motivation. Okay. So if I whack this with my wrench to turn it into a receiver, something often forgotten, then if I push W, I can sort of flap that. All it takes now is to grab 1 or 2 of these little friends. Let's grab a few because it's a little bit finicky. But if you're careful and you get right up to the edge and you face straight down, you can basically get it suspended. Interestingly, it's suspended in the water, which is suboptimal. I think I must have missed a spot. There we go. Now it's suspended. I must have missed one of those there. Anyways, now all I have to do is show up right here, right? And yeah, it's that easy. Now, maybe I should use a vanilla trapdoor because I noticed I kind of get stuck in that one. But yeah, this is an easy way to recall no matter how far away I am. Maybe I'll do a different and more interesting way to control that. But yeah, once you practice a little bit with this, it's straightforward. This is vanilla Minecraft at its finest, although I think they typically use wolves or daylight sensors. So they say, I'm going to go out at night. But yeah, so that was a quick build. Usually they take a little bit more work than that. Folks, I think maybe we'll call this episode here. This has been a pretty good episode in terms of bang for our buck. Most of my time has been spent grave crawling and just tweaking and fiddling. I feel like this is a really, really effective build. And I'm extremely happy that I discovered it. I'm sure that other people have done this, by the way. I'm certainly not trying to say that I'm the person who originated this. This is an obvious application of horizontal portals, but it's really nice. You could see the final form. I ended up voiding the other grinder, but I did put in 2 just because occasionally Sky Slimes with their funny hitboxes. But yeah, I'm going to leave this to run for a while. I might locate the stronghold off camera since that's not terribly exciting. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all next time. I hope that you've been enjoying the series as much as I have. And remember, if you want to see some of the other things I talk about either off camera or whatever, try to catch my streams, twitch.tv/KieranDave. If you can catch one or catch the VODs, you can see me do some of the things that I talk about. And I would love to see you there. And I would love to engage with you as a viewer of my content. Yes. No, actually, let's come hang out. Take 2. Dave, listen, don't put this in. If you get this and the audience hears it, audience, you know that I messed up on editing. Future Dave did you wrong. Did you dirty.